it's kind of the same thing with literature. There's always new genres of literature being born
Yeah.
too. You write this book and like, well, what category does
Interesting.
this go into? And sometimes there's no real
Right.
category for it, and you go, well, what's the
Right.
closest that I can maybe find my audience? And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly, Zoe. I think you've got that 100%. And I really see that these days. I think we're really being called to like stop with labeling, which I think is really interesting. But to your point, what you said was, you know, it helps an audience that might want to listen to
hmm
that style or read that type of literature. It helps them, redefine. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me go in there. I'm not a horror fan, but I love, scary and
right,
spooky, so that would
exactly.
help.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe taking it a
Yeah.
step back, like someone I interviewed very recently, he doesn't consider himself
Yeah.
horror fiction. He calls himself a dark fiction author. So it's not quite so on point.
Nice.
It's pulling it back just a
Yeah.
little broader. And, maybe that's the thing to
Yeah.
do. Pull it out a little bit. Um, for the sake of argument, some of the books I write are not strictly romance because I don't really believe in the fairy tale romance. I believe in actual real life love and not the fantasy
Yeah.
love. Um, and so I write
Right.
about real relationship type of stuff more so than the imaginary, stuff that people usually think
Yeah.
of when they think of romance. But there's no such category for what I write. So like the closest thing is romance. So
Romance. Right. That's really interesting. I think that's really cool because then you get to have romance and note that it does get a little messy because it's almost even leaning
yeah,
into that self-help type of nonfiction
exactly.
fiction.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I really like
Yeah, and
that.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
aiming for, because I'm
Yeah.
pulling a little bit from
Uh-huh.
I love Gary Chapman's book, the one about the five love languages. He's really, the
Yeah.
thoughts behind what he wrote.
Fantastic. I was just trying to
Yeah. So,
Yep. It's true. And that's so good, especially if you know what someone's love language is. Like, I like to spend more time or I need touch, or whatever.
yeah,
I love that
exactly.
book
So
too.
having
Yeah.
that as an
So good.
underlying,
Mm-hmm.
information within the pages of the book, but having a couple that
Yeah.
they're still married to each other, the love is there, but they've just got issues they've got to work out, and having an interesting story
Yeah.
framework to
Exactly.
have that, so the romance is still with it with a married couple
Yeah.
that just anyway, neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about me, but for the sake of argument, like again, just where do you put that genre?
Totally.
So now your
Right.
book